This is Mary Mukure in Nairobi. Welcome our viewers in Kenya and all over the world. This is the only place that you get to know what is happening globally in economics, education, health, arts and culture. But before then, let us get into our major stories. The weekly magazine owned by Clarity Media Group will shut down after 23 years of operation. This particular magazine has always been critical about US President Donald Trump since he came into power. The owner stated that 17th December will mark the end of their publication. Michael Spavor is the second Canadian being held in China this year for further investigations. This is after he was suspected of threatening the security of the country. He is currently being investigated by Dandong City branch of China's Ministry of State Security. There has been restlessness at the University of Ghana in relation to the independence Indian leader Mahatma Gandhi's statue in the university. The statue was removed the night earlier this week after there were protests about it from students and members of faculty. They say that the statue resembles racism in the university. Career choice is influenced by many factors including life context, personal attitudes and educational attainments. Whether college-bound or round, meeting the challenge of this developmental milestone is critical in youth's life. Career development for most people is a lifelong process of engaging the work world, choosing among employment opportunities made available to them. Each individual undertaking the process is influenced by many factors, including the context in which they live, their personal attributes, and educational attainment. A major turning point in youth's lives involves the career choice that may make well in high school. Frequently, it is viewed by family and community as a mere start to workplace readiness. However, this decision plays a major role in establishing youth in a career path that opens as well as closes opportunities. Remember, you can always join in our conversation on our social media platforms on Twitter at Mukuria Muthoni, on Facebook at Mukuria Muthoni, and on Instagram at Mukuria Muthoni. Our today's question is, should a parent dictate the career that a student should?
In the African context, we have been nurtured knowing that some careers are supposed to be taken by men and some by women. Meet Alex, who is in his 20s, as he shares his story on how his mother was supportive of his hairdressing career, whereas the dad was quite the opposite.
My name is Alex Moningo. I'm a cosmetologist. Cosmetologist is hairdressing and beauty at the same time, but I choose to do hairdressing. It has been my job for the past 4 years. It's a good job. It's a good job. Having many challenges since in college. Having coming from a humble background, and school fees was a problem. I was paying for myself, and it was a big challenge. I thank God I'm here. At first, everyone was against what I'm doing, especially my parents. My mom was a bit supportive in one way or another. At the same time, she was afraid I was making a wrong career. I was making a wrong career. But I told her I knew I would make it, and here I am.
Hairdressing has always been stated as a female career since back in the days. Currently, this ideology is changing as many careers are not seen as men nor women-centered. Alex spends most of his time doing hairdressing services to his clients. Surprisingly, in his situation, women are most of his clients. This is a true definition of a parent supporting your career and the importance of following your passion for the betterment of your success. The mother is one of his clients, and he says that being a supportive parent in your child's career really helps them to achieve greatness. Parents should be supportive of the careers that children want to undertake. This will motivate the students, or rather children, to achieve what they have always wanted in life. Nothing should hinder our careers.
In studio today, we have a panelist that will be discussing the role that a parent plays when it comes to the choice of our career. We have a lecturer from Daystar University. Welcome so much, Madam Irene.
Okay, thank you for having me today, and it's an honor to be able to talk about this topic. Thank you.
We also have a student, Nancy Ndegwa, and we have a parent, Mrs. Wateri.
Thank you for having me.
The first question goes to you, Madam Irene. As a lecturer, what role do you play when it comes to the choice of a student's career?
So lecturers have a very important role to play with the students, because when a student is venturing out into the path they have chosen for their life, they need some instruction, mentorship, guidance. So the lecturer is there to provide guidance, mentorship, instructions, but they do not dictate the career path the student is taking. So whatever path the student has decided, the lecturer is there to work with them, mentor them, give them knowledge, give them guidance, and just help them to get the best of what they want.
Madam Irene, what do you think is the importance of parents letting their children do their own careers?
It's very important for as parents to allow your children to study their passion. Find out from your child what they want. You may have your own dream career for them, your own aspirations, but it's good also to realize that they have their own passion, their own gifting, their own mentorship, so they should know, their own, their own path in life. So you as a parent is to provide the necessary maybe fees, the necessary support, be there, help them, but do not dictate, don't take control of their life.
Madam Irene, as a lecturer, do you get to engage with your students beyond classwork to know how they are faring in their careers?
Yeah, as a lecturer, it's not only interacting with my students in class. Of course, that is very important. But even outside, we let them know the hours I'm available for more guidance, for more mentorship, for anything that may be disturbing them.
Madam Irene, as a lecturer in Daystar University, what would you tell a student whose career was dictated by their parents?
Yeah, so I know there are many students out there who are doing careers which their parents deem to be of importance. The way they were saying you want to be a lawyer, a doctor, or whatever it is your parents chose for you, but for you felt this is not my passion. Of course the Bible says honor your parents, but it's good to have a conversation, an honest conversation with respect, and tell them, Mom and Dad, I respect you, I love you, but I'm not feeling this career, this is not me.
Nancy, as a student, what are some of the benefits of doing the career you have always wanted?
The benefits of doing the career you want is because it's passionate, it comes from you, and you enjoy doing what you want. You don't feel like you're pushed to do what you enjoy doing the most. And for me, public relations gave me the feeling of doing it passionately, and most importantly, it empowered me in a way that I can do it anywhere.
Nancy, as a Daystar University student, what is one role that your parents played when it came to the choice of your career?
The role my parents played in my career it's not that much because yes, I was got to Daystar, and yes, I was to choose what I wanted to do. They just told me, do what you're passionate.
Nancy, who do you talk to in terms of your career goals?
In terms of my career goals, I can say I have a mentor, and I also talk to my parents. Because if they don't know anything about your career goals, it means they won't be supportive of you. And I can say my parents and my mentor have played a key role in my career goals and in whatever I'm going to do in the near future too.
Being a fourth-year student, Nancy, how would you describe your experience at Daystar University, being that you chose the career you have always wanted to?
My experience with my career choice has been good. It has been bumpy too, but I still thank God because it's a learning process and we have to grow in our careers.
This is what... Mrs. Watere, as a parent, how do you ensure that your children meet their career goals? Mrs. Watere, it has for the longest time been assumed that parents shouldn't go to universities to see the progress of their children. Do you also do the same? Mrs. Watere, how have you always prepared your children for job hunting as a parent?
Yeah, so in our department, I said like we're in the School of Human and Social Sciences as psychologists, but also we are in the Department of Student Affairs. We have a department for careers. We have career fairs where one of the things our students struggle is their CV. Sometimes you miss that job, you are qualified, you have what it takes, but because of your resume, your CV, it doesn't have what it takes. You should make sure you work on your CV. Another thing is that even if you're a student, go for apprenticeship, go for internship, volunteer, like you're going to have a 1 month break. You can volunteer somewhere, even if it's for a month, it will give you the necessary skills. Go for mentorship. If you want to be in the business world, identify somebody you feel like you admire the way they work and all that. Have sessions with them and tell them, I admire your work ethic, I've seen you've come far, can I have some time with you? Read books, build on yourself inside the classroom and also outside of the classroom.
I can say mentors play a big role in our career choices and even what we do with our lives, because a mentor is somebody who's supposed to work with you through thick and thin in your career choices, in your life, and in whatever you do. And yes, my mentor has played a key role. She has worked with me from first year till I finished. And I don't take it for granted because she knows what I want and she's been there to encourage me all the way. And even to tell you, here you're doing the right thing and here you're doing the wrong thing.
For the longest time, our parents have been the pioneers of the careers that we take. In my take, I think this should be different. This is because sometimes you find a student going to school and they struggle with the career, basically because that is not where their passion lies, rather than that's what their parents told them to do. Being a lawyer doesn't basically mean that your child should be a lawyer too, or rather a judge. Let us talk of art, for example. It's very hard to convince your parents that you want to do music. This is because music, like any other white-collar job, can earn you a living, and at the same time you can fulfill your goals. It is not bad for a parent to tell you the career that you should take, but they should always ensure that the career that their children are doing is part of their choice and they are comfortable with it. Lecturers, on the other hand, should be able to convince their students to work hard in school despite the careers that they are taking. I would urge all the parents out there to at least give their children a chance to study the careers that they always want. Thank you so much for joining in. Okay. Thank you so much for watching your favorite news station. Okay. Nataka kurap. A good career choice equals success. This is basically you're self-driven and you're able to fulfill all that you have always wanted. Let us not waste a chance when it comes to our careers, and let us be careful when it comes to the choice of the careers that we want to do. Thank you so much for watching our today's episode. I've been your presenter, Mary Mukuria. I would like to thank all of you for joining in our conversation. Remember to keep the conversation going on all our social media platforms. On Twitter at Mukuria Muthoni, and on Facebook at Mukuria Muthoni, and on Instagram at Mukuria Muthoni. Till next time, have a lovely time. On Twitter, Dennis says parents should help the children understand the work-life balance in the chosen career by associating. We have Real Morara on Twitter saying that as much as careers are to oneself, it's evident parents play a role, either a big one or small, on career path of their children. Parents should guide and be of little influence on the career paths of